is the brand new Mammoth record, The End. The End is the third studio album by American rock band Mammoth. The album was released on October 24th, 2025. All writing credits, vocals, and instrumentation were done by Wolfgang Van Halen, son of Eddie Van Halen, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, your thoughts on the new Mammoth record?
So I've heard Wolfgang play, and man, this guy can play. He's like inherited his father's gift,
Wow.
for sure, for sure. Um, I think there's always going to be. It's almost like the son predecessor
Mm-hmm.
of like the artist. It just seems to be some sort of curse that's they're never going to be as big as their father, right?
Yep.
Like Van Halen created tapping, right?
Yep.
And Wolfgang can definitely tap. He can definitely tap the guitar like crazy. Um, I've never actually heard a full album from Mammoth, so this was actually exciting to me. Um, I I actually really enjoyed this album. It was definitely like heavy rock, and I was expecting it to sound because like I've heard him play, but I've never heard like his songs. Um, I was expecting it to have the same feel because usually sometimes they kind of go with the same genre as their dad kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was definitely like heavy rock. It was almost like I was listening to like a Kennedy or Velvet Revolver, or like
Yeah.
one of those like '80s bands that have like turned into like a little harder rock kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, like an alter
right?
bridge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm So I thought his voice was actually interesting because it did remind me of like Miles Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh my god, like is this Miles Kennedy? I had to actually look. Um, but I mean, the guitar playing was phenomenal in this, and
Mm-hmm.
like the riffs were good. Um, one song I didn't really get to listen to because my daughter is picking up words. It was oh here, let me pick it up. It was the one where it was like
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I really wanna.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, then he's just like fuck. Like, and then I was like, I gotta turn that off because like she was saying some of the words in the songs like
Oh,
that I said. I'm like I'm gonna skip this one. So I didn't really get a chance to listen to that really well because my daughter was kind of around the whole time I was listening to it. But I mean it was great. I thought it was a great rock album. Like it was nothing like mind boggling. It was definitely like you can tell he's Eddie Van Halen's son. You can just tell
mm,
like this it's just like even the riffs, it was done in a very modern Van Halen way, which was kind of cool.
yeah, yeah. No, I definitely agree with you there. Like, if you're going into this thinking it's like a '80s Van Halen record, it's definitely not that. It's definitely like a
Mhm.
modern rock band sound, but you can tell like this is Eddie's child that's playing.
Mhm.
Like there's so many like little things that remind you of Eddie Van Halen's playing. Um yeah, I also like the record. Like obviously I agree with you. It wasn't anything like mind-boggling or like anything new there. Um but it was a nice record to listen to. I when I listened to it I was like it's somewhere between like I don't know, somewhere between like Alter Bridge and a Paramore and
Mhm.
I don't know. Just insert any like sort of maybe Foo Fighters. Like I always
Mhm.
I listened to this and I was like it's sort of like a heavier Foo Fighters. Um
Mhm.
it was like catchy, but it also had like a lot of nice drumming. I really like the drumming on this. And like knowing the fact that Wolfgang just like did all the instrumentation on this, I was like, that's pretty impressive. Like you can like
Very impressive.
play the guitar and the drums at that level. Bass was a little bit lacking, but whatever.
Mhm.
That's not the point of this record, anyways. And even his vocals, I was like, I'm surprised he has like that level of vocals, considering like Eddie Van Halen wasn't really considered a vocalist ever. I think he did backing vocals for a little bit, but
Mhm.
that was mostly like in Van Halen. That was like Michael Anthony and like all those other guys doing backup vocals. But I'm just surprised like his vocals are so strong on this record.
Mhm.
Like I was not expecting that. That was like a big surprise to me.
Hmm. Definitely. Now, speaking of the bass, what did you think of that solo in Selfish?
Oh, I don't know. It was cool. I like it was like pretty standard, like run of the mill type of solo
Mhm.
for me, anyways. I don't know. Did you think it was like anything special?
No, but I was wondering what your take on it was because you're
Oh,
the bass player,
yeah. I was like,
right? So, like, mhm.
like
I
I
like I thought it was like if you were gonna have that, I felt like there should have been another song with at least a bass solo. I felt like he threw it in there just to kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
give it to a bass solo kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I think the one problem I would have with this record is like a lot of this stuff seems like it's been done before. There
mhm,
wasn't anything that's like, oh, that's new. It just seems like stuff that we've already heard from other bands who have done it very well. And this does it very well too. It's just like it's I listen to it and I'm like, there's nothing really new to latch onto. They're all nice
mhm.
songs. They all sound good, but there wasn't anything like inspiring. I don't know if that's the right word for it though.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Um, but yeah, like even though all the songs were pretty good, I still don't think like any of them were like stand out from each other. Like obviously they didn't all sound
Mhm.
the same, but when listening to this from 1 to 10 or tracks 1 to 10, it was like all right, but I don't have like a single moment where I'm like that's the star moment of this whole record.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Definitely like extremely guitar heavy this album.
Yeah.
Um, but you're right. It didn't have that like like that song that really like pushed the record. Like I wouldn't even know what single
Mm,
would be
yeah.
on this record,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, yeah, if you were to leave it up to me to like choose the first single, second single, third single to like promote this record, I'd have a hard time to like select one of
Mhm.
these cuz like they're
And
all
I'm wondering if
good.
yeah, and I'm wondering if it's because it's a guitar heavy album that it's like the riffs are good, but it's like it doesn't have that hook that like
Mm.
people are like going to like be it's going to be radio worthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I hate to do this to compare it to like Van Halen proper, but like, you know,
Mhm.
Van Halen had like Running with the Devil, right?
Yeah.
Panama, Jump. Like they had those signature songs on those records that you're like, yeah, very clearly those are the singles. This
Mhm.
one, all the songs were good, but it didn't have that extra like kick,
Mhm.
right?
No, I know what you mean. But as like I'm wondering if he like even wanted that though. Like it just seems like Wolfgang's a very like humble person. He just wanted to make the music,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, just make
Because
the
I
music he
like
likes. Yeah.
yeah, because I don't know, like it's pretty hard fill shoes to fill when your dad's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is true.
Mhm.
Those are like you're never going to pass that in terms of like what he did in terms of musical context. You're never gonna like top that.
But
Uh,
it's crazy because he could play like him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He can definitely play like Eddie Van Halen because like some of the tapping stuff that he was doing at the beginning of the record, you were
Mm,
just like, that is Eddie. That's like all Eddie.
yeah.
But it's not, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and that's the thing, like he can play like Eddie Van Halen, but like it's crazy that he'll never get that fame.
Yeah, and a certain extent, like, does he need it, right? Like, because
Mhm,
he's already quote unquote famous. I'm sure he is financially well off already, just like from his family. So does he need to be the biggest rock band in the world? Probably not. Um,
mhm.
but yeah, yeah, maybe yeah, it does feel like a record that he's just like, I'm just gonna write the music that I like, and like doesn't need to be popular, which
Mhm.
kudos to him. Like it's not really like pushing to like be something else that he's not, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Final thoughts and ratings on this one.
I quite enjoyed it. I don't think it will ever be like a hit. Like if somebody recommended like an obscure, like give me something that I've never heard of before, like hard rock album, I'd recommend this album for sure.
Mm,
I quite enjoyed it. There wasn't really a song that I hated on it.
right.
But again, like it just lacked like that specialness to it that
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that doesn't stand out for anything else. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
Ooh, nice.
8 out of 10. I quite liked it. I think it's a really good listen. I think people will like the album if, especially if you're like, oh, I didn't know that was Eddie Van Halen's son. Like, I want to check it out. Like, you're gonna like it. But yeah, I just don't think it has that uniqueness
Yeah.
that some of these bigger albums have. Right?
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat with you. I think I'm gonna bring it down one. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because like I thought it was a good
Because he's
record.
not as good as his father.
That's yeah. I want to stay as far away from that as possible, but like,
Yeah, no,
because
I know, I know.
it's so like not fair. But
It
I don't
is
know.
not fair. No.
Yeah, I think it's a good record. It's definitely a good listen. It's just it doesn't have that X factor. It doesn't have that one song or one meaning or like anything to really latch onto. It's just a collection of good songs. So, like,
Yeah,
you
if
know,
you're gonna compare this album to anything, do not compare it to Eddie Van Halen. Do not compare it to a Van Halen record.
yeah,
Compare it to like what we said, Foo Fighters, Paramore, Miles Kennedy, like all those bands, like because that is where this album belongs in that
yeah,
area.
yeah. More modern takes on rock music, hard rock
Mhm,
music. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it's a good enough record, I think.
mhm.
All right, perfect. So that was our discussion on also the name of the album. Why would you call it The End?
The end,
You saved that for
because
your last record.
yeah, maybe this is his last record.
Oh my god. Just they need to stay away from like naming that like The
I
End.
know.
Then what's the fourth record gonna be called?
Yeah,
uh
beyond the end.
anyways, that's our
Mhm,
discussion on The End by Mammoth. For those of you following along with us every single week, the record that we are going to be listening to is the brand new Green Sky Bluegrass album called 25, or I don't know. They might be pronouncing it XXV, but I think it's 25. I think that's their
mhm.
intention. We'll find out next week once I do some more research. But Green Sky Bluegrass is the band's new album. The band's new album that we're going to be listening to. So that should be a really fun record to listen to.
Mhm.
All right, perfect. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is the Crossroads Music Podcast for another week. We're here live at twitch.tv/the Crossroads Music Podcast, live at 10 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. PT. Catch us on Apple Music, Spotify, all the places where you get your podcasts. Another successful week. We survived. No internet issues on the second time around. Eric,
Mhm.
it's pretty good. Pretty good.
I know. I just had to restart my computer. That was it.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time.